Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got DJ on the cam. We got my brother Arkeem and myself. Um, and we got a few things on the docket today. We got Shedeur
Mic check,
Sanders'
mic
first
check.
game.
You good.
Oh,
You
and
good,
it looked
Ish.
like we
Look
got
like we
Ish on the
got Ish
cam
in the
as
party.
well.
We got Ish in here.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, we're going to talk about Shedeur's first game, Trump's takeover of DC police, the Supreme Court being asked to turn over same-sex marriage, and young college grads having the same unemployment as non-college grads in the male demographic. So let's go ahead and start off with Shedeur Sanders. First preseason game, he had 60% completion rate, 2 touchdowns, but is still listed as the fourth string quarterback. Do y'all think that he's going to get the starting role?
DJ.
Nope, not anytime soon. He won't because they drafted him into a bad situation. Starts. You got Deshaun Watson sitting over here who's anticipated to be the QB1 as soon as he come back off injury. You got veteran Joe Flacco who did win a few games for the Browns last year, who they got more faith in out of everybody else on the starting, well, on the depth chart. You got Ken Pickett after that, another veteran. And then you got two rookies in Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and a new signee of Tyler Huntley, who they signed previous to the first preseason game. So you have six quarterbacks on the roster, five actively playing. I feel like they kind of put Shedeur in a bad spot. Like, I don't see him taking over the Rams as the Browns starting quarterback anytime soon unless we see like a drastic spree of injuries going about amongst the guys in front of him. And no, Shaq didn't join in. Keep going, DJ. But yeah, Shaq. Honestly, you see here like the Browns. Well, the Browns being the franchise of the Browns is. I don't feel like they want to win. DJ, back up a little bit.
What's fault?
Back up off your mic a little bit. Yeah, talk from right there. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the setup that the Browns got going right now, I don't see where Shedeur could eventually fall into until we see like a drastic meltdown of the guys in front of him. Which
Who do you think is going to start then?
start as right now, I feel like they're probably going to end up having Joe Flacco start. Him being the previous starter from last season with the most experience out of everybody on the roster, they'll start it out with him.
Flacco.
Okay. All right, DJ, I like how you gave everything, but everybody knows that you are a Shedeur hater. You are a Travis Hunter hater, and you are a pretty much a hater out of you're pretty much a hater of Deion Sanders and everybody. You are just jealous because Deion decided to go to Colorado and Jackson State instead of going to Florida State, which you are a fan of, and you've been salty for the past 5 years. It's time to let that go. Everybody knows the reason why Shedeur is not going to start is not because anything dealing with talent. He's the most talented quarterback they have, and probably the most talented quarterback they've had over the past decade, trumping everybody from Johnny Manziel, Travis. I'm not. He played it like Travis. What's the white boy name? Baker Mayfield, and he flourished. He did 145 yards, and he got 2 touchdowns, and had never played with those guys before in his life. He did a phenomenal job, and they tried to set him up for failure, and he flourished.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm starting to think is like, yo, if he he had a great week last week. I highly doubt anybody on the depth chart outperformed him. If he has another great week 2, 3, and 4, like if he outperforms Flacco and all of these other guys week in and week out, like if you were a coach, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, it starts to think like it makes one think that it's something personal with him.
Okay.
You know,
It's
I think it's
definitely
a
something
I think
personal.
it's a level of fear It's what comes with him. See, if this guy gets in there and balls out consistently, outshining Caucasian quarterbacks, what comes with that? That I think that's the biggest question that's got to be asked. What's gonna come with him? Because we know like y'all all stated, he got the talent. That's not up for debate. But what is up for the debate is he gonna show up with a Rolex on? Is he gonna be wearing a $2 million chain? So it's like I think more of the controversy is like definitely based around off the field, not even issues. Really, it's just they don't want to see a young brother flexing, in my opinion.
Mm.
I guess they don't like that, but I mean, I guess it sounds so bad to say the hubris approach that he gives off, but that's a part of his brand. It's just like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather isn't really like that. It's just a part of his brand to make money outside of the ring. I think that Shedeur is doing the same thing. That's what his dad was. That's what their family brand is. We don't know if Shedeur is truly like that, but that's part of the family brand. And a lot of whites, blacks, Hispanics can never separate the man from the artist or the man from the art. And that's one of the main things that's always the thing. People think that Tupac was a real gangster and you know what I mean? But he was
Yeah,
performing art school and, you know,
yeah,
you got to remember that these guys had a lot of these people that you see on TV. They're showing you their alter ego and not their real self.
Mm.
yeah. There's no way a slave gonna run the plantation. They're not letting that
I,
happen. I'm just gonna tell you.
But I mean, I think that they definitely set Shedeur up. They set him up when they sent him fourth round, knowing damn well he's a first round quarterback.
Well, but see, this is my thing when it comes to that whole idea about a person's personality. Are you willing to put your job on the line just to try to keep somebody in line? You know what I'm saying? Is the owner telling him, "Hey, I don't care if you go 0 for 17 next season. As long as you keep him in his place, you will have your job." Or is it more like, I would rather lose my job and keep him in his place than to just let him ball?
My thing is, what is it? If that was me, I could care less if this dude was shining. If he was or doing all that, whatever, like Uncle Ruckus say, it's like somebody that threw $1 million in a monkey cage at the zoo. Hey, bro, I could care less. I see somebody say that about him on social media, but bro, I could care absolutely less what a dude did. As long as he's winning games, selling jerseys, putting people in the seats, ain't that the most important thing? Because
That's
the
what
way
I'm
they
saying.
treating Shedeur, I'm like, bro, does this dude have like some type of master plan to end the wealth gap in between blacks and whites? Like, why the hell they all at him like that? Like, is
back to your
he?
point about me being some kind of notorious hater. Now, hey, if I was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I'm starting Shedeur right now because what else do I have to lose? I'm the Cleveland Browns. What I got to lose? But shoot, it's the Cleveland Browns. They'll rather sabotage his career and lose football games than actually win. It's a whole NFL play using the
DJ
Browns.
DJ back up.
It's a whole
It's like muffling.
oh
Back up.
dang, that
Is it back up? Yeah, right there. Talk from right there. Yeah.
it's a whole
Wait, is your phone's mic up against the, like, is your
You on a
phone sitting
laptop.
like this, or are you on your laptop?
I'm
Okay.
saying, speak from right there, DJ. Say something right now.
we good.
Just say,
Yeah, yeah,
yo,
yeah.
right there where you
We
at.
good.
Yeah, you good now. Go ahead.
Like it's the Cleveland Browns. I feel like it was a whole joint venture amongst the NFL. Hey, where can we send Shedeur? Where's a good probability we can like make him like crash out for the first 4 years of his career?
Because I also feel like when he leaves Cleveland, where he lands, that's when we're going to really start to see the rise of Shedeur. Because he won't shine in Cleveland. Nobody shines in Cleveland. It's not even possible. Unless you're Miles Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, either way, they definitely hating on the man. And he did good. I mean, he did crazy good. And a lot of people trying to take it
But
away from him.
well, the talent is not that's not up for debate in my opinion. This is like a
I know it's not up for
Kaepernick,
debate.
the Kaepernick level, like because Kaepernick was the man when they showed him he ain't bigger than the program. So it's like, man, at this point, it's clear that they sending a statement to all the other young brothers coming in.
Hey, bro. Shedeur said, hey, man, I ain't getting on no one knee, bro. I just want to hold my wrist up. Can I hold my wrist up, man? That's all I'm trying to do.
These
And then,
problems. I don't feel like the other black quarterbacks got these problems. This is a single mission to sabotage the boy with the last name Sanders. All the other black quarterbacks have to deal with nothing like this. I probably Cam Ward is sitting in Tennessee right now, ready with the keys to his job with his feet kicked up in peace. Shedeur was the second best quarterback in that draft, but they targeted him because of his last name. His last name could be
They would have been better
anything
off.
else. He wouldn't have these problems.
They would have been better off drafting Marshall Sanders instead of him.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely some type of collusion and conspiracy going on with that. But I'm just go ahead and make the prediction that he will be the starter at some point during this year.
dude, they would start a hamster before they started him. And then and then and then and then you know how they trying to put him on ice. They won't put him on their practice squad because they know somebody else gonna want to come get him. They trying to buck break him, man. I think that's what's going on. I think no matter how good he does, they gonna try to. But like Dave Chappelle said with Obama. Oh, you thought being the best quarterback on the team means something, didn't you, boy? That's what they gonna do. Ah,
I
you
wonder what
do.
his team is thinking, what the rest of the Cleveland Browns are thinking, the guys who getting paid the real M's.
They
What do
know
they
that
think?
shit they're the
If
best, but
you were the wide receiver, you want the guy who gonna deliver the ball. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you the left tackle, you want the guy who, if you miss your man, he can get out of the pocket and scramble, and then still make a play.
so
So
of course they want Shedeur, but it ain't about what they want. It's about what that white man want. And that white man, what he want is he don't want to see Shedeur shining. He don't want to see they don't like to see black guys with that much
Yeah.
confidence. So much confidence that it seems like you cocky. They don't like to see that. And if I gotta lose a couple dollars to just show this guy that he ain't shit, then I won't do it. That's what
My
they
boy
thinking, man.
my boy Drake had a line, I can't remember. I know Anthony will. They want me on some happy to be here shit. And it's like, yo,
Fuck
we
all that
past
happy
that
to be
part of
here
life.
shit that y'all want me on. I'm the big homie. They still be trying to live bro me, dog. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
I'll say this: by year
Yeah.
three, Shedeur possibly be traded out of Cleveland. By year three,
But he gonna be stalled out and a nobody by
no,
then. I think
no,
that's what the
yeah, I
plan
can't
is.
agree with that. I can't agree with that. Now,
Man, they crush your spirit by keeping you. We seen it happen. They crush your spirit by keeping you up there in Cleveland, man. They crush your
that's
spirit.
not necessarily true. Because Baker Mayfield doing just fine in Tampa.
Baker Mayfield was a number one draft pick, considered to be one of the best quarterbacks in high school, one of the best in college.
when the last time somebody tried to lil bro you?
I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been Lil Bro. Shaq, when the last time you got Lil Bro?
I doubt he does.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
Last
there he is.
time I got a little bro. Yeah, I'm here. Shaq Daddy is here. Last time I got a little bro. Well, no one little bro me. I don't know if y'all seen me in the gym, but Anthony seen me in the gym. And somebody try to little bro me, I'm gonna show them who the little one is. That's all I'm gonna say. But if I had to say a time that I've gotten a little broed, probably be at work. Not gonna lie. I was at work and
Mm.
somebody little bro me, and you know what? I had to get back at them with my smarts. You can't always be bronze. So I had to let them go ahead and say what they wanted to say. Let them sound the way they gonna sound, and I hit them back with the. Can you show us an example of that? Can you prove that to us? And every time you hear somebody with that, everyone be like, uh, hey, let me go find something real quick. Let's take this offline, something like that. You know how they go. So I was like, yeah, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool. That's all you gotta
yeah.
say. You gotta be subtle with it. Be cool with it. Don't let them know. Don't show you all your cards. But yeah, nobody little bro me. What about you, Anthony? You been little broed? Your
Last
big
time I
brother right
got
here. So just saying.
he don't little bro me though. Yeah.
And
Me
our
and
team
him
look,
are
look, look,
equal.
our team look like yeah,
No, I don't.
Really
I
close.
don't. I don't. I don't try
I
to
t-
son him though.
I'm gonna tell you last time I got little bro. I was talking to um so there's this little social media app for like stock trading. And I told this guy, yeah, man, I had a great day today. I made X amount of dollars. And then he said, oh, yeah, me too. I could have bought a Range Rover with what I made today. That's the last time I got
Yeah.
because there's this dude on there. He's like a 70-year-old guy. And, he retired, got millions of dollars in his stock portfolio. Big holder of Nvidia, and like me and him talk, from time to time. And yeah, man, he said he could have bought a Range Rover with his earnings, and yeah, that's probably the last time I got low,
he was like, must be nice, must be nice.
but but yeah, man, are y'all good on this topic? Y'all want to move to the next one?
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
Segue.
Okay, so I want to move on to this Donald Trump taking over DC police. This is
Yeah.
a very hot topic, one I'm
What is wrong with you?
particularly interested in because I know it's going to be a lot of opinions. So, a little backstory: Donald Trump has taken over the DC police, brought in some people from the National Guard, and claims that he may do the same thing in Chicago, LA, Baltimore.
Something
Um,
is wrong with you.
are are y'all
You
for or
excited?
against Trump's takeover and taking over other cities?
Look, I'm gonna just be honest, man. Um, I'm scared to
Please be
death of
honest.
these. I'm scared to death of these YNs, and they should have. They should have been doing it. Look, man. Every time I see a group of YNs, if I see a group of YNs, and I'm in Austin, that's why I moved here because there are no YNs. Okay, and but let's just say I'm in Jackson.
We are the
If I drive
whites.
to a store and I see a bunch of YNs, it take me it take me 2 hours to find gas because every store is filled up with stolen Hellcats, a bunch of dudes who got guns who can't aim,
Stolen.
and the decay of Western society. So yes, I think that those group of people say, oh, you didn't give them a chance. Dude, if you are 18, 19 to 25 years old and you're sagging your pants, driving stolen cars, and the only thing you could tell me about the three branches of government is, hey, fuck the police, you need to be in jail. All right. Look, bro, prison was made for a reason. Prison was made for a reason, man. Okay? They say, hey, bro, all I know is they need to free Larry Hoover. Or what GD stand for? GD mean GD cuz. Hey, you need to be in jail, bro. Okay, you need to be in jail because that's the truth. Okay, I wanna I wanna build a prison. All right,
Oh my
and it's not.
God.
And wait a minute. No. I want to build a prison that is so it got to be different because apparently prison don't even work these days. The prison now, I don't want to throw you away just because I don't like you and I don't want to see you. That's a white man shit. I want to build a prison and make it all about rehabilitating, rehabilitating these guys because hey, dude, it's a 25% chance that people who've been to prison won't go back. There's a 75% chance you're going back. Only 25% of them actually get, I guess you could say, rehabilitated, never go back. Only 25%. But that's a whole nother thing. That's prison reform. We joking. Um, I think we need to bring back. I think that we
Yeah,
need to. I don't want to say that too.
all
yeah,
right,
yeah,
Shaq.
you
You
on a
seem
slippery slope,
Shaq. You
man.
seem to have a opposing opinion. What you think? Are you for or against the takeover?
I just don't fully understand it because two different I've heard two different stories. I've heard that it's terrible here, and then the other side I've heard of it, it's just like everywhere else. I haven't seen it personally, so I don't understand it. I either understand it more, give some exact examples, and show me some statistics to show like it's worse than it's ever been over however many decades that you're saying that it's gotten this bad, right? That's my whole point, right? Because I like I said, I don't live there, so I can't have a true honest opinion because I don't live there. But if you show me some data, now I can start to formalize an opinion, or what I formalize, formulate an opinion, and see which side that I want to stay on. So as of right now, if I pick the side, the answer is no. I don't agree with it because it seems like another just rash decision that was made by the administration, and now you're going to say, "Yeah, we're doing it here now. Let's hop over to another city and do it there." Like, is this not kind of going back to the whole what they were I don't think I could really akin it to, or I could think of right now, is that the war on drugs, where they kind of just had these people going around and just raiding people and frisking anybody, throwing them in jail, doing what they want to do with them because it was in the name of the law. We're doing it for the good of the American people. We're doing it to help people. But at the end of the day, the flip side of that is down the road we see what happened because of that. So like, what's going to happen with this, right? 10 years
Yeah.
later, 20 years later.
But how can
Ish,
we
you
keep,
lit.
huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go
bro.
ahead. No, I was
Yeah, I
gonna
definitely
ask you anyway.
yeah, I definitely was interning up well, not really interning, really working up there. Had an Airbnb and working up there for the last like 6 months or so. So crime is rampant up there. And it's not just there, it's in a lot of our chocolate cities. And the question I was gonna pose to you guys is like a sub question, is how long can we turn a blind eye? Okay, we're voting black, we're getting us in there. We have the representation that we so sought out since Martin Luther King was running around kicking up shit. We've got what we want. We've got the equal. We're running these cities, and it's horrible. The crime is rampant. It's trashy. You can't even cross the street without seeing three junkies and 10 rats. It's like, yo, and this is the capital of our nation, the capital of our nation. So I think this is an example he's setting forth on a lot of these chocolate cities and a lot of these government officials who are getting in there and just doing nothing. Everybody, we were consumed as blacks being the first this, the first that. He's the first mayor of Shitsville. Like, okay, you're running it into the ground. So I'm glad. The only thing I wish, instead of it being like Trump is taking over, I would love to see his Department of Government Efficiency that him and Musk created. I would love to see them go in and, like Shaq just stated, present the facts, present the numbers, show us what you're looking at to where you feel like you have to do this. So I'm in agreement that it needs to happen, but I just don't like the fact that it's like, yeah, Trump's taking it over.
Yeah.
But hey, that's his
You
backyard.
you closely aligned to how I feel about it. Is like, and I can't tell you exact numbers, but from the interviews I've seen, people that are against it, they cite how crime has decreased over the past X amount of years. I think they said
And that's what
crime
I
is
see right
down
here.
30% over the past 30 years or something like that in DC. But see, the problem with decrease, you want to list some numbers?
Yes, for over the past year, so from 24 to 25, a robbery is down 28%, assault with a dangerous weapon down 20%, homicide down 12%, sex abuse down 49%, theft down 6%, theft from auto down 4%, motor vehicle theft 0%, and burglary is down 19%. Carry on.
Gotcha. And see, the thing when people note decreases and rate changes, they're often trying to disguise the actual number. You
Precisely.
know, if I said, "Man, this stock went up 100%," but it went from $1 to $2, that's not the same as saying, "Man, this stock went up 20% and it went from $100 to 120." So what I'm saying is, even though there was a 30% decrease, it's likely still too high. If you had a 30% decrease in homicides, it's still probably a lot of people getting killed. You know, and that's why, to be honest, I'm for this. And I really don't know the argument against it. Chicago, they literally, what'd you say?
My question for you is, okay, you saying you're a
Hold on, let me finish
good,
this. Let
good,
me finish
good,
this.
good.
Chicago, they literally call it Chirac. Why? Because it's a war zone. More people died in Chicago one year than died in Iraq. And it's like, bro, maybe if the National Guard was walking through O Block with an M16, maybe the YNs wouldn't shoot each other. You
Dude,
know,
you're right. In 2023, it's only 600,000 people who live there. In 2023, got 274 homicides. 2024, it dropped, but it's 187 homicides. And
And
that's
and
600 to 700,000 people. Austin got 1.2 million and has like 60.
let me
Holy
tell you
shit.
this too, how they're warping the numbers. So these cats will commit crime in DC and then try to flee out fast to like Silver Springs, Maryland, or Alexandria, Virginia. So once they get arrested there, the
Mhm.
number is actually over there, but they committed the actual crime, but they're counting the arrest over in another county or another jurisdiction, but the crime was actually committed in DC. So it's easy to warp numbers when things like that are going on.
yeah, and
Interesting.
and that's, I already knew what time it is when I kept hearing them talking about. Well, it decreased X amount of percent. I knew they was just trying to hide the actual value, but that don't work on me. But yeah, man, I'm sorry to say, Chicago, even if they crime decreased 50%, it's still probably 100x the country's average. You know, and that's just how I feel about it. Maybe if the National Guard was walking through Compton, maybe if the National Guard was walking through Chicago, maybe they
Baltimore.
wouldn't have all those gang wars and stuff. And my only problem is I just wish that it would last longer. You know, if if because I guarantee you when the National Guard set foot in O Block, it ain't gonna be no killings in O Block that day. But see, that's not going to work for 3 months until Trump decides to bring everybody home. They need to be in O Block for 18 years so that that kid that's growing up in O Block that's just trying to go to school don't get shot by a YN. He get to actually grow up, not get killed, and go off to school. They need to be in Compton 18 years, in O Block, in DC 18 years, so that so that people can have some upward mobility and get out.
But how can you truly police poverty, though? That's my question to you with that. Because the places that you naming are less fortunate. Well, I wouldn't say
I'm gonna
less
tell.
fortunate, but
I ain't
they're
gonna say you policing poverty, but one thing I don't know that much about street life, but I can tell you one thing: they know, they know who to mess with, and
yeah,
that is not a cop. You can have the baddest boy in the world. To us, you know, we step on his shoes, he ready to kill us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
that white
You that
police officer come to his door. Bring your black ass out here. Yes, sir.
he a whole different person.
This dude
What
is
you
Uh-huh.
crazy.
Hey, I'm telling
So we talking
might
consequences
want
then,
18
right?
years as National Guard running through these cities. So what is the overall plan? So you just gonna have these guys storing 24/7, just babysitting the city in hopes that somebody grow up and become some? Like,
now,
what's the
DJ,
real?
we gonna
How
have them using. We gonna have them.
that should be the goal.
Dude, their
Community
presence would be
instead of
enough.
just having armed troops just walking 24/7. I mean, that's it. That's all we need. If that's the case, they'll be
What them
Yeah.
them armed troops gonna use their weapons,
for the rest of their lives.
right?
But
Well,
then it'd be the same argument with like police brutality. It's gonna end up being the U.S.
But
government versus
see
its own
that's
You
citizens.
what I
got
was waiting for
the
somebody to
kids
say. Yeah, man, all of those cops are result on people getting killed. Bro, they already killing way more than cops. They already killing each other at a higher rate than cops kill people right now. So I
Yeah.
mean, it can't get no worse.
So stop them from hurting themselves, and it's better.
well, that's not
Is
necessarily
that
what we're saying.
is
Is
that
what we're saying is, sometimes things got to get worse before they get better, and that may be what it is for Chicago. Like you might gotta send some people down there to do something because everybody else who we've had. Okay, so this is my daddy told me. My daddy said, always keep both hands on the wheel. I'm driving. And then when we got in the house, he said, always keep both hands on the wheel. I said, we not in the car. What you talking about? He said, well, what I mean by keep both hands on the wheel is that always be in control of your decisions. Because if you don't think, somebody gonna think for you. And most likely, you ain't gonna like the decisions they have for your life. All right, O Block. Okay, South Side Chicago. We let you think for yourselves for a long time. This was Trump is saying. Well, it seemed like you can't think for yourself. So now we gonna think for you. So now some of y'all are gonna get shot up by police. Some of y'all gonna get dragged all around the street. So because you couldn't come up with ideas other than sliding and
so
drilling
so the
and
game.
killing. Okay, now that white boy gonna think
So
for you. Okay, and you ain't gonna like what he got to do for
instead
you,
of training
but he finna
people,
think
we're
for
gonna
you
come
now.
commit genocide in the community. That's what we're gonna do. That's,
Yeah, I don't know what they gonna do, but I know this is what I know. Now Donald Trump say he gonna think for you.
mm,
Okay. Y'all don't know how to do peace and come together and stuff like that. Okay. Now he gonna think for you.
mm.
I
All
hear
right.
you. I hear you, Arkeem. Anthony, I hear you, but and I don't know the exact point that DJ was going to make, but his point is similar to my thought process, which is what is the definition of better that we're asking for, right? Or that we're expecting, and people oftentimes assume too much in all aspects of life and work and relationships. We make assumptions about what somebody else's intentions are. And then we end up getting at the end of the road and being like, oh, dang, we wanted to go to a different place. So my question is, what is our definition of better? Because my definition of better is not for them to be like, oh, you know what, this martial law is effective. We need to spread this. We need to spread this more across the whole entire country. Oh, now Austin wants to do this. Now Dallas wants to do this. Now Houston wants to do this. And now you get these little pocket militias of what we're calling the National Guard right now, but eventually National Guard is gonna run out, and if they like it so much and they think it's so effective, they're just going to evolve into something else, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what we need to talk about and figure out. Like, okay, maybe this does work. That's great, but end goal can't be we need this level of defense or policing in order to correct our society or to have a functional society. That's scary to me because you got the military making rules for me, then that's gonna be way worse than the
Well,
police.
let me hop in behind well, pause. Let me say that first. But the antithesis to that is this. That's how you come up with. That's how Rome can grow from a city state to an actual empire. Is due to a martial law or letting the army run because Caesar and all those guys they let their military be the strongest point through the city, but their empire was able to grow. They had peace, they had prosperity, but it had to get ugly. A lot of Roman soldiers wrote that they hated having to go and really commit purge, like really enact purge on people. But guess what? They had one of the strongest armies and navies for at least 1,000 years, if not more. I forgot how long Pax Romana was, but they actually had peace and stability in the city. They were able to grow. So, not saying that's got to be the way of life, but we have seen it be successful before in history. We've seen martial law and the presence of an army actually provide peace to those citizens who want it. We've seen it.
Makes sense. The point you just made so much sense. The only thing that I would say that's different though about today and then is our environment. We live in a completely different era of this world, right? Like we have technology, we have AI coming into the place soon, where there's gonna be tons of potential jobs missing. There's gonna be tons of people out here that are gonna be upset because they can't find work. There's gonna be tons of people out here looking for purpose. Like and this is one example, but I can see this turning into a thing where like there's quote unquote civil unrest, and the solution is going to be, well, let's just send the military. We've already heard him say that he wants to use this for protests. Like we've already heard him wants that he wants to use this for music festivals that get out of hand. Like
Damn.
it's a slippery slope, and that's what I mean. Like we can't say like today, yeah, this is good, but we gotta look into how else could they use this and how else would they
What do
want to
you
use
mean?
this.
What do you mean it's a slippery slope though, Shaq? Because it's already the law. He's already eligible to do this. Obama was eligible to do this. This is not something that has to go through Congress.
Yeah, but I mean by slippery slope is that this becomes our go-to solution.
Hmm.
That's what I mean
I wanna I
because
wanna
it
throw
worked.
something up on the screen right here. These
But
are the
your point was
Chicago
right.
homicide rates. They saw a spike from the
Hmm.
70s through the 90s, and
Oh, it looks like
when I
somebody gave
looked
them
up
drugs.
why, it was cited the crack cocaine
Hmm.
epidemic and
Shaq blaming
gang
the white man
violence.
on everything.
And
Shaq blaming
then,
everything on the white man.
then, then I asked
I have yet to
ChatGPT,
say white man. You
how,
the one that said
Wait a minute,
white man like
wait a minute,
20
wait a minute, wait a
20,000
minute, wait a minute.
times.
Like, let me say something. Like, you showed a chart. Shaq said, "Whoa, look like somebody gave him."
Hey, but did he not follow it up
I said, "Am I
with
looking at the right
crack?
chart? What's going on?" Man, a
but yeah,
guru.
so then I asked ChatGPT, how many homicides in Chicago since
Hmm.
1970? It gave me the peak of
Golly.
970, lowest spikes. Anyway, the total is approximately 40,000 homicides
Sheesh.
since 1970.
That's more
So
people than my hometown.
I say all that to say, bruh, imagine those are all preventable let's say 99% are probably preventable,
Look how
bro.
many black. Think how many
99.
black people that's been, bro.
That's
And
what I'm
think
saying.
about
And see,
souls, like actual souls being.
exactly.
That's crazy.
And that's one thing I think about often is like, bro, our population in this country should not be growing at the rate it's growing. It could be much higher because one person can produce 5 people. Those 5 people can produce another 10. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
compounding growth. But see, we lost 40,000 souls, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
gang violence.
Mm.
And that's why I have no apologies, man. Go and take it over, man. Take it over. Only reason
I
I think Trump
thought you were
wouldn't do it
going
is
down
because
this.
I think because it'll benefit us.
I thought you were going down the path of we're overpopulating anyway, so we need to get rid of these people anyways. That's the path I thought you were
Oh
about to go
nah.
down. I'll be like, oh,
I'm
it's
gonna
a
be
dark
honest,
outlook.
bro. I honestly believe Trump won't do it because it would benefit us. I really think the reason he hasn't done it is because it will be a benefit. But we beat that topic to death. Any final thoughts on that?
My final thought
I
on
just
that
want to
is
hear another solution.
how
I want
you
to hear
looking
another
at
solution. If it's not that,
that
then what?
18-year-old ant you spoke of, that if the National Guard comes in and keeps him safe for the next 18 years, what if the National Guard the reason that boy ends up in the coffin? What if crossfire because of these possible brutal tactics that they're going to implement take away a life that might become something? What if Trump's afraid that there is a young boy in Chicago right now that if he goes protected for the next 18 years, he might be something to be afraid of? You know? Think about it from that angle too.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the only reason Trump hasn't done it yet.
That's what you're saying. Okay, that's how you're going with that.
Mm,
Okay.
And
mm,
and
mm.
and as far as what if that kid did get his life taken by cops, statistically it's a higher chance he'd get killed by the gang members in his neighborhood. And number two, if the National Guard did stay there for 18 years and gang violence and gang culture, more specifically, was minimized, that would turn a lot of people from potential gang members to potential contributors of society.
Mm.
See, is one of the culture is basically the autopilot of a group of people. Culture makes it so that I don't even have to tell you to try to go be an NBA player when there's only been 5,000 NBA players since its inception. You know, it's only 1,500 of those jobs in the entire United States. Culture will just make you try to go for that, even though it's a less than 1% chance you'll get it. Culture will make you say, speaking properly, that ain't black. Culture is what make you say, oh, I don't want to do math. Culture is the autopilot. So you kill that gang culture, and they ain't gonna want to be gang members no more.
So let me get in right there. Yo, I'm finna have a son, right? And I'm still gonna be playing ball till I'm out of here. At least, Lord willing, I want to be playing ball. If I was in Chicago, I wouldn't take him to every park. And that's insane that as a black man, I can't go into my own communities without having a damn man, them niggas might murk me. A matter of fact, them the Bloods park over there. And man, I didn't wear these blue shoes today. Do you know how fucking stupid that is? To even have these type of consciousnesses to be operating, and all I'm finna do is go play ball with my son. So I bet I feel safe if the National Guard was out there. I'd be the biggest blood in the building. Yo, it's up, it's up now, it's up now. But going out there right now by myself, I'm a marked target at that point with my own people, with people that look just like me. Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
You know,
Facts.
And this
you
one
know
thing I
that's
do
been
want to
ridiculous.
say I'm a numbers guy, and Ishmael, you're a funny guy. I want to tell you that because if I ever went to jail, I join every game. Well, matter of fact, I join the one who win it. I come in, who winning?
Man,
Who
stop.
winning?
Arcane, stop lying. You know you're gonna be in the area, brother. We know this.
Are they winning? Are they winning? Let's check it out.
Man, that's wild.
Ish, what happened?
Drop.
Ish, you still on here? Okay. I don't know what. Maybe his phone died. But this is one thing I will say, and this is kind of sad. Out of those 40,000 people, now some of them may have already had kids, but over a generation, one person usually gives off 4 to 6 descendants. 4 to 6 descendants come from one person. So let's just say all 40,000 of those people is black. Think of how many people that is that could be in the world today. Times that times 6, times that times 4. Then over, when you say over basically over 150 years. Well, I guess this is over. I don't know, but it said the average person over the past 350 years, one person can produce a family tree of descendants of over 250 people, 254
Yeah.
since recorded, can produce over the 254 people can come from one guy. Think of how many black people that is spread over time. Think about 300 years in the future. When you just from Chicago, how many black people are off?
The timeline. And
Yeah,
that
have been
don't
taken.
include Compton. That don't include Baltimore. That don't include Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that don't
true.
include DC. That don't include
That's real.
some of these guys could have been the worst guys in the world. Some of these guys could have been the best guys in the world. Cured cancer.
Yeah,
We have
that's
both
real.
that come out of our race. But think of how many people are just gone and never have a chance. So it's a blessing to be on this earth, man. It's a blessing to be here. So I always remember that.
Definitely.
Make the best of your time. 250 people. 200. Just think how far back, man. That's wild.
Heck yeah.
We didn't beat this topic to
Hmm.
death. Hopefully Ishmael come back.
Yeah, I'll throw this up there. So the Supreme Court has been formally asked to overturn the landmark same-sex marriage ruling 10 years after the Supreme Court extended marriage rights to same-sex couples nationwide. The justices this fall will consider for the first time whether to take up a case that explicitly asks them to overturn the decision. React.
These fools crazy, man. This is
Shaq,
this,
I'm gonna let you head it up.
this one literally has no point. Like, what's the point in doing this? Who's it? What is it healing? What is it fixing?
Cam Davis.
That means nothing to me. Because if someone decides to marry someone the same sex, that doesn't impact me at all. So this has to be just a ploy to get their constituents to feel like they've been heard, because there are some people that have a visceral reaction to seeing a same-sex couple walking down the street together. Like, some people just literally just it just burns and boils their skin. I don't have that impact. It doesn't affect me like that. So when I hear this, I just hear you're wasting time. You're focusing on stuff that really doesn't matter. Like, this is akin to the Roe v. Wade situation. That was something that they did not need to do. They really didn't need to do. It didn't help anybody. It wasn't hurting anybody before. You just did it. And this is another situation. So if they decide to do this and they decide to go through with it and decide to overturn it, then yeah, no, that's crazy. And there's gonna be a lot of people, a lot of morale brought down for the country again. And not to go back to the previous topic, but how we gonna deal with that civil unrest in the military out there? Go get all the gays, round them all up. We're gonna deal with them, right? So yeah, I think it's crazy, Anthony. If you want me to react, I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid. And I think that if anybody feels like this is a good idea, then you know what? I'm not gonna judge you for that, but I am going to question why you think it's a good idea and how does this ruling, if it gets overturned, how does it impact your life? That's what I want to know. You can feel the way you want to feel, but be able to explain why.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I
Um,
personally, I personally don't really care about it. If they want to get married, let them get married. I do think, I do think that it will cause a lot of technicalities, like issues, like I think in healthcare, like if I have coverage, then I can make it so my spouse is covered. You know what I'm saying? I think that that will cause a lot of issues for people, and it's things like that that make me feel like it won't change because it's been the rule of law so long now, and well, 10 years
It hasn't been that
that
long,
feels like a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah,
I
it has been a
think,
long if you've
but
been
yeah,
here.
I think because of those technicalities, I just really don't think it's gonna get changed. And I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter either way. Like again, like you said, it's not gonna really make or break anything in the country.
I agree with
Well, I
Shaq. Like,
can't say that part, right? I can't agree with that. Go ahead. My bad.
yeah, I was saying, like, I agree with you too, Shaq. Like, what does it solve getting overturned at all? Like, like, nothing over the last 10 years has been detrimental. That this is just something that needs to get changed or it hasn't affected. No, I can't name one person who can say, oh, same sex marriages has ruined my life. What does that got to do with you? How does that bother you?
For real though.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Wait a minute. So them saying
the
I
lady's
do
name is
ruin.
Kim Davis, the one who initially had a problem with it back in 2015, and she wrote this 90-page petition about this. Like, did you have nothing else to do that day? Like, could you have found something else to do?
well, she's a judge. She's a federal
I
judge.
think
So
it's she was
that's
pregnant.
not outside of something that they would do.
Yeah, but
She's not a regular person.
yeah, but
She's a federal judge.
no, you're right. So, no, she's a federal judge. Like this is a part of what she does. But
Didn't she lose her? She lost her job. She lost her job for
she
it.
lost. Oh, so
So that's why
she's
she.
very passionate about this. Okay. Oh, so somebody's
Yeah.
upset at her. Okay, she's been upset for a long time about this.
But see, that's how they overturned that Roe v. Wade
You
stuff
know,
though. The same way, they overturned
Yep.
it the same way. But my take on it. Get ready.
oh man.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't give a damn. Okay. I don't care. Like, look, bro. If them folk want to get married, and when I say them folk, I know that's a sensitive community. I ain't trying to say nothing to. Well, pardon my southern charm. When I say them folks, it don't mean nothing bad, okay? But if they won't get married, hell, let them get married. I think that all this stuff is just Trump trying to smokescreen that Epstein list. The stuff about trying to put Obama in jail. You know what I mean? Like all this crazy stuff is just happening now to get him out of the news. Right? I mean, and it's working. It's working. But I mean, when you are upper echelon, right? And this is an upper echelon podcast. Hood niggas don't really listen to this pod, right? marriage is important. All right. When it comes to transferring wealth, you know, whenever it comes to taxes, these broke guys, marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Yes, it ain't nothing but a piece of paper when you broke. But when you got a little something going on, marriage matter. You know what I'm saying? Ownership
Mm-hmm.
matters. And some of these gay boys out here have worked real hard. Is that
And
offensive, gay
women.
boys? I
Yeah, it's
don't.
kind
And
of. I
gay
wouldn't say that.
women,
Yeah.
they didn't. They were okay. Well, they worked very hard. Some of these people, I don't know what to call them, Shaq. You say these people, if I say the gays, or if I, the people of that
don't,
community,
don't
the
don't
people,
call them gay
the
boys.
people,
That was.
that's
Oh my
not what
god.
I mean. It's not the mean they mean, but that's what they. I guess I wouldn't say straight boys, but
Yeah, you
some of
wouldn't.
these guys, some of these it's so hard. I don't know how to not offend people. I'm offending folk trying my best, but they want to get married. They want to reap the benefits of that too. And I guess just because they don't like women, they shouldn't be able to transfer wealth when one of them die. They shouldn't be able to, you know, they
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be able to conjoin on taxes, get a house, both their names on it. You know what I mean? And if you have a religious reason, all right. But if you have religious reasons for being against them, that's one thing. But one thing I will say, America done been left religion. America done been left basing laws on
Mm-hmm.
religion. So, you
Yep.
gotta hang that up, man. So
Mm-hmm.
if we separate church and state, I say let them go. They not harming nobody. I
Yep.
mean,
It will
that's what
hurt
it
more
is.
people. It will hurt more people than it's going to help if this gets overturned. Just the
Hey,
fact of the matter.
but at the same time, uh, we can't forget. I don't know what percentage of America is gay, and I think it's somewhere like 10, 15, some shit. I don't know, but you got to remember. Can somebody pull some numbers up on that? What percentage of America is gay? Hey, a lot of them voted for Trump. Man. It's just the same thing. Like the majority of
Are you,
America voted for this.
is that true?
So it's
Is that
dude,
true?
more people voted for Trump than didn't. What?
You,
What is
you
what
said
true?
like more gay people voted for Trump than didn't.
Oh, I don't know if more gay people voted for Trump, but I do know that Ohio was Trump, and it's got to be some gays in Ohio. And if 77 million people voted for Trump, some gay people voted for this man. All right.
Which
So
I don't disagree with that. They probably did. They probably were, but
yeah,
majority
gay,
didn't.
yeah, so Mexican, so we everybody is going crazy with this stuff, and that's when I'm just like, look, bro. First you say the Mexicans, then you say the women, then you say the gays. Dude, gays, Mexicans, and women all voted for Trump. It's 77 million white men in backwoods ain't voted for Trump. It's some of these same people who are dealing with these people in DC who are about to get their city taken over, black people, criminals, or whatever you want to call them, voted for Trump. So we voted for this stuff. Like those flood victims and stuff like that. Man, Texas is a Republican state, majority Republican state. So when they called FEMA and a dial tone hit, remember, man, somebody voted for that. I'm not saying you deserve to die in a flood. All I'm saying is, uh, I heard a quote. It said 90% of people have a problem laying in the bed they made. It's the bed America made, man. Okay, this is the bed you made. So you got to lay in it. So gays, you might lose your rights.
Now,
if you
Because
poor and you was on Medicaid, look, they say Medicaid. He
Nah.
want to take away Medicaid, dude. Poor white people on Medicaid voted for Trump. You made the bed, you got to lay in it. Get poor white people on Medicaid, gays, women, Texas flood victims, Mexicans. Y'all voted for this. The majority of people voted. So I can't be sitting up here saying, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Look how many groups we just named. Look how many groups we just named that are being affected by this administration. So, hey, look, me, I'm just like, hey, look, no matter who win, I'm gonna be all right. I try to get you in there, Kamala, but they ain't want you. So it is what it is. And if Kamala came in, there'd be some things that we'll have to deal with too, I believe. I don't, maybe the country would go to hell. I don't know. We'll have to just
the
lay in the bed that we made. And we Americans, we're supposed to be together. We got to come together soon, or China gonna take over because everybody in America is divided. Everybody in China, Chinese. I don't know how that war gonna play out, but that's a whole nother story.
yeah, they got a whole nother level of
But
loyalty.
but you see what I'm saying, Shaq? I can't be too sorry. I can't be too sorry because America did this to itself, you know. And God forbid you're a gay Mexican immigrant who live in Laredo, you voted for Trump.
You have no chance. You have no chance.
You complete. Yeah, you got flooded out. You gonna flooded out, get kicked out, can't get married. God damn.
Do you still believe in the American dream? That's what you should ask.
Nah, American dream gone for
now, according
Bro, the
to the
American dream gone for a lot of people.
there's an act, the Respect for Marriage Act that came about in 2022. It provides protection to those existing marriages. Now, if something was to get overturned, if they're already married, they're good. Nothing's going to change. It's all the ones that had plans for at the time being. It's something that guy, but yeah, you might well cancel Christmas on. So, and
Mm.
apparently,
That's good
70%
to
of
know.
Americans support the idea of same-sex marriage. Apparently, 70% do.
That's good. That
70%
What's the
support.
idea of same-sex marriage?
uh, interesting.
Okay.
See, DJ with the with the with
Okay.
the with the
I don't.
data. I like that.
Like,
But what I okay, but what I say I support. Yeah, okay, I guess so. I mean, my thing is and then like I don't really just vote on things that really had nothing to do with me. I'm not one of those guys,
so
you
that
know.
neutral feeling will label you in that percentage.
Yeah, it's kind of like when everybody was getting deported and
Yeah,
stuff. It was just kind of like,
you know.
yo, you know,
For sure, for sure.
I mean, we all felt kind of about
Um,
that portion. Though.
y'all,
We all had some kind of feeling about that because I was just, that,
about the
no, it's
abortion.
about all the portions,
Oh,
deporting that
deporting
group about
the,
that.
the deporting people. I mean, that was messed up. But see, how I feel about it is America has the right to vote.
Right?
We all have the right to vote. 77 million people said they wanted this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's messed up. But, all of them ain't just white men. Some of these people asked for this, and that's what's coming to them. I don't know, man.
Ah,
yep.
consequences
Facts,
of our
facts what you got, left.
actions.
All right. The final topic of the day. Young male college grads are now jobless at the same rate as non-grads. So as you can see, college educated men used to have a
Substantial jump.
wait a minute. Is this saying the employ? Oh wait, so maybe the blue is non-college. So
Yep.
so So non-college educated grads had a higher uh, unemployment rate, and these are the college grads. As you can see, this uptick of unemployment from male college grads now meets the employment rate, which has dropped for non-college grads. For women, you can still see a pretty big difference. They saw an increase around this area. I guess this was like 2023 ish, but we're seeing some divergence here now, but still fairly close, much closer than it used to be. So yeah, what do y'all think about this?
Hmm. Let's
Mm,
leave this up. I need I need to study this some more.
well, isn't the it's like a caveat in there? It's like it's an age. It was like 20, right,
Ages 22 through 27. Yeah,
through 27. Um,
22 is young. They
well,
just now getting out of college,
yeah,
if they even were. So it's
they just
that's
getting out. 27. No, 27 is not young. I think that this has a lot to do with what people majored in.
Yeah,
it's an
I think
interesting
that's right.
take.
I think this has a
Interesting
lot to
take.
do with people majored in. Um, a lot of people, and let's break down school. A lot of people will go off, especially our community. Once again, damn, they say that school is a scam, college is a scam. No, it's just nobody's gonna hold your hand through it. Nobody's gonna tell you what exactly to do. There's no playbook, right? If you can party all day and then pass the class, most likely you in a bullshit major, bro, and you need to switch out or you about to scam yourself, right? Because Harvard students are not saying that education was a scam. You probably can find an anomaly, but the majority of them have educations, homes, and everything. I looked it up and it said 10 years after Harvard, 10 years after a student attends Harvard, the average salary is $94,000 for a student that graduated Harvard.
Hmm.
Now you may say that ain't much. That ain't much. Well, that's much more than the national average. The average person in America only makes 48,000, 50,000. Right? So look how much higher that is for a single person versus everybody who's worked. So none of them are saying no matter where you are, 100,000 you can live. No matter what they tell you online, you can live with 94,000, and that's just the average. And it's no secret. And I see a lot of people come through and say education is a scam. Da, da, da. Most likely, those are uneducated people or people who got some bullshit ass degree from some bullshit college. You know, and people expect education to teach them everything. They think that the University of Texas is supposed to teach them everything they're ever supposed to know. You're not supposed to stop learning just because you walk across the stage. That's a lie. And if anybody ever told you that, they don't know what they're talking about themselves. You still have to know how to play the game. You still have to have the correct social skills. You still have to market yourself, network. Okay, those are things that are a part of it. And then a lot of people, and I'm rambling here, a lot of people from our generation think that you can just have the latter, the marketing yourself and the networking skills, and not have the education. That's a bold faced lie too. There's no way around it. You got to have the trifecta. You got to have knowledge, money, power, and leverage. If you're missing any one of those, you like a car riding with three wheels. Yeah, you can get somewhere, but you ain't going far. I'm gonna let one of y'all talk.
This graph is kind of a farce, in my opinion. Uh, it, I won't say it's I won't say that's dramatic, but I definitely think that you should look at the time periods that they're displaying here a little bit more in depthly. Like the first thing that kind of sticks out to me is the beginning part of the graph, specifically for men. I'm not necessarily concerned about the women's side of it because I'm paying attention to the men. Um, that time period was a time period where there were a lot of jobs, manufacturing jobs specifically, being shipped off seas, like or overseas, excuse me, to other countries, right? So most of the time, people that are going to take those type of jobs, it's going to be the non-college people, right? So I guess it's showing a spike right there, and it seems dramatic, right? It helps add to the narrative of look how dramatic it used to be. But when you think about what was going on in our country at the time, the job market at the time, yeah, there was a ton of people out here that were looking for jobs around this time period because I've been doing this manufacturing job for the last, 15 years of my life or something like that. Well, I guess we're talking about the age 20 to 27, but or actually, I don't even know. Is the whole graph basing this off of the age of 22 to 27, or are we just talking about 22 to 27 for 2025? I'm assuming this the whole graph is basing off of 22 to 22, 22 to
I think this
27.
is just 2025.
Okay. So if assuming that this graph this graph could probably be better, but assuming that this graph is saying that it's taking into consideration all age groups going back to 2010, yeah, you have to consider that a lot of those people were losing jobs, right? So that's why it happened. And you also if you look at 2020, you see that there was a huge spike right there for everybody, which that correlates, that makes sense. Most likely you would have more people in white collar jobs versus non-college jobs because hey, like we don't need to produce stuff, right? So we don't need y'all here in the factory doing this stuff for us, so we gotta let y'all go. Sorry, it's COVID. It's not us. And then you trail on over to 2025. I think the bigger story here is that and we all have seen the job reports recently. Them saying that that unemployment is worse than we thought it was going to be, and I think that that's more so the story that we'll be able to look at when we look at this graph 5 years from now. We'll be able to look at this and be like, oh well, it spiked because people were not hiring people, college degree or not college degree, they weren't hiring people in general, right? And we all know why, right? Uncertainty in the market. We're uncertain about how much our expenses are going to be. Maybe we can make it with three people instead of five. We stretch this out. So I think that you got to look at the time periods here a little bit more in order to like really say like whether or not that there is a problem here. Because to me, this just seems like okay, this graph is showing the response to what was going on in the world or in the U.S. at the time.
Okay. So do you
Um,
think that this graph is
honestly, oh, go ahead.
you say it's showing what's going on in the world at this time, so what do you think it's telling us now? Is it saying we're coming to some type of recession?
No, it's showing that people are not hiring. They're not hiring people with college degrees or not with college degrees. That's what it's showing. And the job reports, if you listen to the month-to-month job reports, or actually the job reports have been kind of wrong the last few months, and then they had to correct it, and that was a problem. But if you listen to those, you would hear
But if
they're not
people weren't
hiring.
hiring, why is it not trending the same way for women then?
That's the point. It's a good point. It's a good point. I wasn't paying attention to women. I was looking more so at the men's side of things. But if I had to think about it, if I had to really think about, okay, what kind of jobs do men have versus jobs that women have? Because we're not necessarily talking about the argument here of men versus or women being more educated than men, because we're talking about the same level of educated people versus men versus women. If I had to take a guess at this, because it's only a guess, so nobody attack me, because I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm working with the graph that we have here. If I had to guess, there's probably more jobs fitted for women, in a sense of I would be able to take this job for a lower pay than men.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So basically, from what I'm reading, because I'm not gonna lie, usually from a chart based on spikes, peaks and valleys, I can kind of discern like, or at least come up with an idea of what I think was going on. But from these two graphs, I couldn't, you know. So, but anyway, what I'm reading here is someone quotes essentially 100% of the job labor force over recent months. 100% of the labor force growth has been attributed to the healthcare industry, which is overwhelmingly female. So effectively, the industry that's growing the most still is healthcare, and
Healthcare
it's overwhelmingly female. And
makes
yeah,
sense.
and it seems like that might be the biggest thing. So
Makes sense. It
it
makes sense.
also
I mean,
says tech is among the traditionally male dominated is a traditionally male dominated field, has been hit particularly hard by layoffs.
okay,
So
all
that
right.
I mean that's the best answer I could come up with based on what I just read, and that I guess that seems right. I never would have known healthcare was driving labor force growth, but maybe it is.
That makes complete sense. I mean, like I said, most men don't want to go be a nurse. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. Most men don't want to go be a phlebotomist. Most men don't want to go be a uh someone that reads
Shout out to
graphs.
Nick, who's a nurse from Love Island. Yeah, Nick from
Who
Love
is
Island was a nurse.
who
But
is? Oh, you a Love Island fool, man.
man, I can't believe you ain't seen him. Nicolandria.
I didn't watch Love Island, man. I wasn't a Love Island guy.
I watched it this season.
Might I might check it out next season. We'll see.
Well, yeah. Um, any final thoughts, or we can wrap here, man. We gotta have Ish on the pod again. That was great energy.
Yeah, it was. I'd love to see him and Cam.
Yeah, we gotta have him back. That
Two
was great.
DCers.
Oh, he's from
Mm,
DC.
two DCs.
Eh,
But yeah,
Nice.
No,
man.
he's actually from Vicksburg, but he lived in DC. He's from our hometown.
For a little bit. Yeah,
Oh,
but man, appreciate y'all for joining. This was a great pod, great topics, great conversation. We got 5 fouls, and we about to foul out.
Foul out.
Peace.